Hi there, welcome to VeChain Wyckoff Technical Analysis session. If you're new to my sessions, here are the 3 key takeaways you can expect from the session. So let's start with the weekly chart of VeChain and see what's going on in the big picture, and then we'll get to the daily and see something even more interesting. So we talked about that we have potentially seen the spring already. Just that the question mark was asking, was the point, last week or the week before that challenged the red key level of 1 cent 50 and the even lower support level of 1 cent 30, the lowest point of the spring, except the October 10th event, okay? It seems like it has found support at that level, the red key level, and now it's climbing. It actually climbed above the 1 cent 80 as of this moment we are talking. Alright, so that's a positive sign after this prolonged period of accumulation. We talk about the potential breakout from this yellow wedge, and unfortunately, or by design, that the shakeout happened, and now it's reclimbing. So let's hope that this uptrend is going to continue. So last 2 times actually, after the spring, one back in October 2024, the other back in September, October time 2023. Interestingly, both sometime in autumn. Alright, after the spring, those were the things that happened, in those 2 years. Not saying that this year will repeat exactly the same, because sometimes it goes cleaner, sometimes it's more like jagged, and sometimes it dies prematurely. So while you may feel positive, be really cautious that we are just the small fishes that swims around the whale. Always be careful and set a stop loss in case the whale just whip their tail. Alright, so back to the analysis over here. Previously we said there's a higher chance that there may be more tests, which it kind of happened sideways for 3 weeks. So as of now, given it's also breaking above this 1 cent 80, I'm changing this to 40%. The probability of VeChain getting to challenge the upside, first the orange key level of 2 cent 60 and eventually the yellow key level of 3 cent 50 gets a little bit higher. I'll explain further when we get to the daily chart. So last time the sign of strength happened in mid-July, it got close to this white line over here. That's the top edge or the ceiling of this long-term playground zone. Okay, so this time we hope to see something similar at least, or even better, to challenge the level that the automatic rally back in mid-May has challenged. That's the yellow key level. It's time to get to the daily chart. So when I say it's interesting, remember last week we talked about VeChain. I said there are 2 opportunities or 2 time points for VeChain to show us whether it's going to break outside of the downtrend. And indeed it happened just 5 days ago. Okay, so here if you go back to the last session, you probably heard me talk about these 3 triangles. One pointing towards November 7th, the other pointing towards November 13th, which is 2 days later, but it doesn't matter because the breakout already happened on the 7th. And eventually there was another one near the end of the month. So this time, the big guys picked the earlier time point at that very day that, initially the price got opened downwards, but then it got pushed outside of this channel box. So this blue box over here, The downtrend that started mid-September, now it's officially over. Okay, on Friday, this breakout happened, and subsequently we've got some hesitation, horizontal trading. But those volumes, if you look at the red bars at the bottom, those volumes are way lower than the white. So that's not something that's going to worry me too much, even if it's red. Okay, so there may be more absorption by the big guys trying to push the price up right over here, because you see two wicks, both head and tail, covering the short candlestick body. So that means there are a lot of change of hands. When the price went up, some people sold and somebody just scooped in more. Just yesterday, when it tested this resistance line of around 1 cent 80, it got pushed back a little, but today it already kind of reclaimed what happened over there. So this horizontal trading period can become a platform for the subsequent climb. Sometimes you see this kind of horizontal period, and then the pump appears. Let's hope that this is the case, and if this is really an uptrend that gets started, okay, from Wednesday, Friday, and then today, these 3 points, if they're confirming this support line for the subsequent trading days, if the price continues to trade above this line, we're heading towards the orange key level of 2 cents 50 very soon, or 2 cents 60 maybe. Let me check. It's hiding towards 2 cents 60. And when we get to that point near the end of the month, November 26th, that's when another big decision is going to come. Is the uptrend going to the upside, like I said, challenging the yellow key level, or at least the top of the long-term playground zone? Or is it going to trade sideways from that point, rejecting or being rejected from the 2 cents 60, much like what happened around here, that it broke out for a week, and then the next week it got back to the orange line. Alright, so it looks like a couple of altcoins are going through the pre-pump period, and I really wish that this is the end of accumulation for those altcoins. And finger crossed, remember, always set your stop.